Is this a drill or something?
Greetings, Exalted Ones. My name is Dash. Darth Vader is unquestioningly one of the most lethal characters in the Star Wars universe, so I wanted to go ahead and explore his top 10 kills, and to do so, I needed some help, so I've enlisted Amy Ratcliffe, who writes for StarWars.com, as well as someone on the inside. He's an Imperial, a YouTuber, so I thought he might know a little more about Vader personally, and that's why I'm very excited to introduce...
Hello, friends! I am HelloGreedo of the HelloGreedo Star Wars YouTube channel. Let's get this show on the road. Here are the top 10 Darth Vader kills. Admiral Ozzel. The death of Admiral Ozzel in The Empire Strikes Back wasn't the first time we saw Darth Vader use the Force choke on one of his subordinates in Star Wars, but it was a distinct encounter. Vader didn't give him the warm and fuzzy throat hug from a few feet away. Nope, he stretched out and used his ability across the airwaves as he spoke with the Admiral via a screen.
You are in command now, Admiral Yet.
Thank you, Lord Vader.
This kill demonstrated Vader's ruthless leadership tactics. He ruled with fear with an iron fist, and the lethality of his practiced force choking skills. Distance did not provide any safety, and it was a chilling thing to watch. Isval. Paul S. Kemp's Lord of the Sith saw Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader team up on the Twi'lek homeworld of Ryloth after they were sort of shipwrecked there. Set after the events of Revenge of the Sith duo was pitted against Cham Syndulla and his freedom fighters. Cham was a formidable leader introduced in the Clone Wars.
General Syndulla, I could listen to your stories all day.
And I could tell them all day.
Over the years, the number of rebels under his command expanded, and they gained enough traction and resources to become a credible threat to Palpatine and to Vader. Isval was a former slave who fought alongside Cham. Her unpredictability and deadliness made her a valuable asset to the freedom movement. Darth Vader killed her with his lightsaber after she tried to buy some time for Cham to escape. Entire rebel squadrons. Darth Vader exhibited those ace piloting skills of his in Marvel's Vader Down #1 by Jason Aaron and Mark Brooks.
Have you not?
The Sith took on not just one Rebel Alliance squadron, but 3. Yes, 3. That means he faced about 30 X-Wings. Those odds seem insurmountable, even for someone as strong in the Force as Darth Vader. But he didn't back down. Vader entirely wiped out the Blue and Yellow squadrons and took out a number of ships and pilots in the Red Squadron. Luke Skywalker eventually arrived and stopped Vader, but if not for him, every rebel in the fight might have met their end. Captain Ramus Antilles. We didn't have much time with Captain Antilles before he was slayed by Darth Vader. The commander of the Tantive 4 showed himself to be loyal to the last.
The Death Star plans are not in the main computer.
Where are those transmissions?
He protected Princess Leia Organa and her precious cargo by insisting to Vader that his ship was merely on a diplomatic mission for Alderaan. Vader saw through Antilles' lie because he's not an idiot, but rather than expending further energy interrogating the captain, Vader strangled him. It was an early display of Vader's power and ruthlessness. He treated the murder like no-nonsense, everyday part of business. The act demonstrated that Vader's not the sort of guy that's into showing mercy. Nute Gunray. As the Viceroy of the Trade Federation, Nute Gunray served Darth Sidious, aka Senator Palpatine, and he served him well. He unknowingly played into Palpatine's hand and helped the Senator become Supreme Chancellor. Once Palpatine got everything he wanted, and the Clone Wars were over, he sent his brand new servant Darth Vader to Mustafar to deal with the remaining separatist leaders, and one of those leaders is Nute Gunray. Palpatine didn't want any loose ends. Vader followed his master's instructions flawlessly and cold-heartedly assassinated all the politicians that had sought safe harbor on Mustafar. He even took out the battle droids who tried to defend them. Apparently, Palpatine didn't send the droids a memo. Padme Amidala. Lord Vader broke all sorts of rules when he was a Jedi, including getting married. Oops. He wed Padme Amidala at the end of Attack of the Clones, and she bore his children at the end of the prequel trilogy. Did Vader kill Padme? That's up for debate. But at the very least, he was indirectly responsible. We saw him force choke his wife when she traveled to Mustafar to talk some sense into him. His actions caused her to pass out or faint. She held on long enough to get off Mustafar and give birth to Luke and Leia, but then she lost the will to live.
You turned her against me!
You have done that yourself.
Was she too distraught over what Anakin had become? Did Anakin take her life force? We may never know. Jedi Temple younglings. Darth Vader executed one of the most horrible actions soon after he was appointed Sith Lord by Darth Sidious. The Jedi outside the temple on Coruscant were taken care of by their clone troopers thanks to Order 66. Actually, the clone troopers did some work inside the temple as well, and the newly dubbed Vader assisted. A group of scared younglings saw Anakin, a Jedi they knew and trusted, and turned to him for help and guidance.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
Instead of offering a comforting word or leading the pretty much defenseless younglings safely out of the temple, Vader slaughtered them. And that's about as awful as it gets. ObiWan Kenobi. After Qui-Gon Jinn met an untimely end on Naboo, ObiWan Kenobi was tasked with training the young Anakin. The success of Obi-Wan's teaching is up for debate. I mean, look where Anakin ended up. But he did try to do right by Anakin, aka the Chosen One. The pair became close. Obi-Wan told Anakin he was his brother.
It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them! Bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness!
He devoted his life to looking after Anakin's son on the desolate planet of Tatooine. If that's not love, I don't know what is. By the time Obi-Wan faced Darth Vader in A New Hope, he knew Vader was going to kill him. Vader gained the upper hand in the first lightsaber duel we saw in Star Wars, and didn't show any emotion during the fight. Once you learn his history with Obi-Wan, the duel takes on a new, more somber tone. Honorable mentions: Ahsoka Tano. Now this is a possible kill. If Rebels or Rogue One is out, I'm sure we will have confirmation, one way or another. Ahsoka was Anakin Skywalker's Padawan. She was introduced in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Anakin wasn't thrilled about being stuck with an apprentice, but he and Ahsoka developed a close bond. They were like brother and sister. Ahsoka left the Jedi Order and eventually joined the budding Rebel Alliance. She came face to face with her former master, now Darth Vader, in the Star Wars Rebels Season 2 finale. We know their duel was intense because Vader walked away limping, but we don't know for sure whether he killed Ahsoka or not. Given their history and relationship, if he took her out, it would have been one of his harshest, most cruel kills. Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker was Darth Vader's first notable kill, from a certain point of view. To shed his skin as the heroic yet troubled Jedi Knight, Darth Vader's first task from the soon-to-be Emperor was to transition from Anakin to Darth Vader. This took some truly horrific acts, which ultimately led to a fateful duel on Mustafar. And if you subscribe to the theory Anakin died shortly after, shown how his breathing stops and the fact Padme mysteriously perishes, with the Emperor confessing he was taught how to bring people back to life, Darth Vader is reborn in his Frankenstein-esque form and appears to have himself betrayed and murdered the good man that was Anakin. The Emperor. The most memorable of Darth Vader's kills happened at the end of Return of the Jedi. He made the decision to save his son Luke and eliminate Emperor Palpatine. Think back to the prequels and the way Palpatine manipulated a young and emotional Anakin into becoming his apprentice. Vader served by Palpatine's side with loyalty throughout the rise of the Empire, but the threat to his offspring was too much for him to handle. Rather than using Force lightning or choking, Vader attacked Palpatine in a way the Emperor probably didn't expect. He picked him up and threw him down a reactor shaft in the second Death Star. He literally overthrew the Emperor. Those are the top 10 Darth Vader kills. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you want more Star Wars content that's all over the place and random and nonsensical, check out the HelloGreedo YouTube channel. A big thank you goes out to Dash for putting this collaboration together. A lot of people have been asking for it. We finally delivered. Take care, everyone. HelloGreedo, out.
If you want to stay up to date with the latest Star Wars videos on origins, games, and theories, don't forget to use those force powers of yours and hit subscribe. And hey, leave a comment below about what you want to see in future videos. It may just get covered. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you. Always.